Hi. Sorry it's so dark. I can't make any more light in this space. Um, I'm announcing that there are 3 more poems I'd like to include on the poetry test. You do not have to answer the questions on Emily Dickinson. We're not doing that. You don't have to answer the question on the unknown citizen. We're not doing that. I am going to try to do Dulce et Decorum Est because it's quick, and the Gwendolyn Brooks poem and the Langston Hughes poem because I think it's important to cover the Harlem Renaissance. The videos for Gwendolyn Brooks and Langston Hughes will have to be tomorrow, but I'm going to do a quick kind of discussion of Dulce et Decorum Est right now. I need to pull it up. Let's see. I have what I think is a good set of study questions on Dulce et Decorum Est. And I'm not going to require you to answer these, but I think if you do them, if you just look at them and you go through it and you look at my note, you'll get the point. So this is going to be a very brief video. I just want to give some background information, and I think if you glance at the study questions, you'll see what I'm getting at here. This is a war poem, and the person who wrote it was killed in the war he's writing about. This is the first war that used weapons of mass destruction. World War I used, the Germans used poison gas. There were aerial attacks that hadn't happened before. And machine guns and all kinds of things that can kill people at a distance, missiles. And that's a relatively new feature of warfare, that you don't see the people you're killing. You could just press a button and people a long way away die. Wilfred Owen was a graduate of the University of London, which means that he went through a process that most of the officers in World War I from Britain went through. The process was that they were conditioned in school still to believe in the British Empire, even though the British Empire was about to collapse. They didn't know that. So the elite students in England went to schools, prep schools and colleges, Oxford, Cambridge, University of London, that taught students that they had a right to rule because they were part of the British Empire. And if you look at the whole of Dulce et Decorum Est pro patria more, my translation of it, and I know Latin, my translation is, it is sweet and proper to die for one's fatherland. That's the literal translation. A lot of people say it's sweet and proper, or it's good and proper to die for one's country, but that's not really what the word means. It means fatherland. In any case, students were taught that the Roman ideal was one that was useful for Britain, that Britain had kind of an entitlement to its own colonies. And if Germany was raging around Europe, then England needed to step in and stop Germany. Well, it didn't go as planned because Germans had weapons of mass destruction. And the people back home in England were getting news reports from the battles from the front, and all of the reports contradicted the stuff that the elite students learned in prep school. So what Owen's doing here, as somebody who's part of a war effort, is saying, I was taught this ideal in school. It's sweet and proper to die for the British Empire, for England. And then you have the poem. And if you look at the poem, and the study questions will guide you through this, they're not just rolling over all opposition. They are victims already of terrible attacks. And they're limping along, bloodshot, all went lame, all blind, drunk with fatigue, deaf even. So it's like the first stanza makes them so tired. And then they get gas attack, poison gas, weapons of mass destruction. Mustard gas is what was used. And the British troops had to get their masks on, their clumsy, like scuba gear on, and your oxygen tanks on, or they would die. And you see the second stanza is dramatically different in tone, because they have to go from, ready to drop down and fall asleep, to if they're going to survive the gas attack, they have to be fast. And one of them isn't fast enough. He dies. And through the green sea of mustard gas, the speaker of the poem sees him drowning. Drowning's an interesting metaphor. He's not really in water, but he's in a medium that has no oxygen. So he's going to cough his lungs out. He's going to die. And the sight of him haunts the speaker. In all my dreams before my helpless sight, he plunges at me, guttering, choking, standing, drowning. The last stanza is really important. If in some smothering dreams you too could pace behind the wagon that we flung him in, and watch the wide eyes writhing in his face, his hanging face like a devil's sick of sin, if you could hear at every jolt the blood come gargling from froth-corrupted lungs, obscene as cancer, bitter as the cut of vile, incurable sores on innocent tongues. That's a run-on. And you have to take a deep breath at the dash after the word tongues. I think Owen does that on purpose, so that you will experience a tiny bit of what that man experienced who died in war, which is you can't breathe. Run-ons cause you to be breathless. My friend, you would not tell with such high zest, to children ardent for some desperate glory. Kids always want to solve the problems of the world. They are still in the belief that they can. And he says that the thing that is taught automatically in the elite prep schools is a lie. And then he does the Latin quote. So you got to ask, who's his audience? And is he trying to persuade them of something in particular? Well, I think the study questions will lead you through this. So I'm going to post them along with this video. Again, I'm not requiring you to do that. I know you're busy with that test. You should be. If you're just goofing around and wait until the last minute, I have no pity for you. But I'm gonna post the poem and the questions, and this video will be available. Tomorrow I will do videos on We Real Cool by Gwendolyn Brooks, and the poem that's often called Dream Deferred, though, or Harlem. Neither of those is actually the title, but we'll just go with Harlem, by Langston Hughes. I'll do a video of both of those poems, and it will be up tomorrow, along with study questions. So you can skip the Unknown Citizen, you can skip the Emily Dickinson, the rest should be done. And I think that you will have enough information to do it comfortably. Again, you do not have to answer the study questions to turn in. I just recommend that you look at them because they will guide you through the poem. I designed them for a remote situation. So if you go through the study questions and you think about the answers based on the poem, you'll understand the poem by the time you're finished. Okay, that's it for Dulce et Decorum. And like I said, I'll put the wow, it's really dark. I'll put the poem and the study questions up tonight. Thanks.